chances are, if you've seen my channel before, you're probably aware of one of my videos where I follow absolutely nothing. And if you haven't seen one of my videos before, you can probably take a wild guess at what I do in those videos. But on more than one occasion in those videos, I've had some sort of land created by an earthquake or whatever that was then immediately destroyed by crabs of all things. And not just any crabs, explosive crabs. So you know what, today I'm finally gonna let them get it out of their system, and we are going to let these same explosive crabs run free on a completely full world for the next 1,000 years. And obviously, since they are explosive, we are going to watch as this world slowly decays away into nothingness. But you might be asking yourself, where exactly are the crabs? Well, if you look in the middle of the map, you may think that this is just a giant hole over here, but if I zoom in, you will actually see that it is 5,000 crabs, and every single one of them has been given the death bomb trait. And along with that, if we go into their subspecies, in the birth editor, every single new crab that is born will also be born with the death bomb trait too. But even worse, if we go into the genetics, I've actually edited them so that these crabs have more kids than usual and at a very fast rate too. I also made all the crabs blue too, which I thought would make them entirely blue, but it actually looks like they have like a little bandana and gloves on instead, which is honestly even more fitting for this challenge. But with that said, now it is time that we press unpause. However, the very first thing I'm going to do is split these guys up, because believe it or not, if I put 5,000 explosive crabs in the middle of the map, I don't think it'll be very long before we have a localized crab Hiroshima any second now, and this challenge immediately becomes really boring. So let me spread these guys up a bit. So now, as you see, I have tried to spread these crabs around just a little bit more so that the challenge won't immediately end, because this world is absolutely doomed, but it may actually take a little while, because believe it or not, I have turned off old age deaths and hunger deaths as well. So the only way that these crabs are going to die is from other creatures, which may not look like a bunch right now, but will be plentiful because of the world laws that I have enacted here, even allowing sapient creatures to spawn in naturally. So this video is going to ramp up quickly, and by the end of it, I'm pretty sure there'll be nothing left. And to make things even worse, these crabs have almost no HP and are quite aggressive too. And also, I gave them the crab metamorphosis trait, which I don't think they're supposed to have, but it means when they die, they turn into a crab form, and they're already crabs, so there might just be a chance that these guys are immortal. I don't really know, but I'm going to click unpause and let these guys actually venture out a little bit. As we can see, they're already spreading around the map, hopefully pretty equally. We can already see a ton of new species spawning in. This is absolutely perfect. We even have our first human kingdom pop up. I didn't even know humans could naturally spawn in. However, it won't be for long because, yep, like right there, explosions have already begun. And also, this world is the biggest size possible. But even though there's a few explosions going off here and there, because there's so little creatures right now, there's not really a lot going on. Holy crap. See what I mean about the crab Hiroshima? We just left a giant crater up here, and there are still crabs alive too. I think this entire world's already done for, but considering we have barely even started. But anyway, while we're waiting for even more creatures to spawn in to cause more chaos, I'm going to sim ahead 1/4 of the way to our goal, which will be year 750 since we started at year 500. And I'll see you guys then, if we still have a world here. And here we are at year 750, only 1/4 of the way here, and this is what the world looked like. This might be partially my fault because I didn't test this beforehand. I kind of just jumped straight into it. So I'm not quite sure what my issue is, but I would say if I had a do-over, maybe I shouldn't have spawned in 5,000 crabs. Yeah, that was probably the issue here. But nonetheless, if we turn the kingdom menus off, we can see that a solid 50% of our world is already gone. I know I'm gonna state the obvious here, but interestingly, the only areas of the world that are mainly destroyed are the areas where I put the crabs. I didn't put any of them down here super south, and I didn't put any of them on these islands out here, so therefore, those islands have been just fine. Actually, something really cool I just noticed is the reason these areas are protected is because not only did I not put crabs there, but look, there's a little river right here that the crabs couldn't cross. Therefore, that actually literally spared this entire area. That's absolutely awesome. However, surely there can't be that many crabs left, right? Let's just check. Oh, there's a lot of crabs left. There's still 2,000 of them. Holy crap, with 15,000 dead. This has been an absolute massacre. As you can see, most of them have kind of been exiled to these little islands out here, if you can tell. But that's probably actually best case scenario, because if they're on these little islands, I don't think anything can kill them, and therefore they're not going to, you know, escape. Funnily enough, because this world was so huge with a variety of biomes, well, this is actually one of our most diverse worlds ever. I mean, look at the number of different kingdoms. You can check here if we want. We have a decent amount of literally like every single species in here, completely naturally without a monolith. I mean, we have like half the sapient species here. This is awesome. However, what's not awesome is the 22,000 people that have died. There have been almost 16,000 deaths from explosion, the most that I have ever seen by far. But I don't think it's crazy to say that this world has absolutely gone to crap already. And once again, for the third time, we're a quarter of the way done. So you know what? Let's just get on with it. I'm going to hide the kingdom name so you can see more of the world. And we are going to simulate till we are halfway done at year 1000. And here we are, right around year 1000. There's even less. I don't really know what I was expecting. I don't know why I was expecting there to be more, but there's less. Even our islands over here are beginning to waste away, because the thing is, because even though it did have the river protecting it and going around, the issue is mainly that once the crabs run out of room on these islands to stand on, they will begin swimming to other bigger islands like over here and whatever the hell these things are. I'm not quite sure exactly what I'm looking at, but this is scared. I probably should have mentioned, along with all the cool world laws, I also added mutant box, gene spaghetti, and glitch noosphere, just so any creatures that did spawn in would be absolutely crazy. And after confirming, the new creatures that spawned in are absolutely crazy. Why? What is this? But whatever these creatures are probably in danger, as I am noticing there's a severe lack of land left. And there is, or maybe I should say was, an island up here too, which likewise is also wasting away. And we also have some very faint remnants of the mountains up here in the top right of the map. And now we are up to 38,000 deaths, with 10,000 more from explosion, now up to 25,000. But hey, at least that's 5,000 less than last time, although I'm guessing that's probably because there's just less people as well. But anyway, as we check in once again, we can see that there are still 2,000 mini explosive crabs. And you know what I just kind of realized? Is that these other tentacle creatures that we keep seeing are actually a form of crab that have the mutation that just turned them into weird tentacle monsters. However, they have the crab metamorphosis, which, like I said earlier, when these guys die, they turn into explosive crabs. Do you see the issue here? So like I said, it's kind of an infinite cycle here, but all we can really do is stand around and watch. So we are now going to simulate to year 1250, 3/4 of the way there, and see what's left. And here we are at year 1250, only 3/4 of the way there, but yet 100% of the world's gone. There's nothing left. I can't believe it. I didn't think this would happen so soon. I mean, look at it. Where is everything? The only thing left I can kind of see is one of these little land formations that was formed that only hasn't been destroyed, because I don't think anything can walk on this. As I unpause time again, you're going to notice that the crabs have taken up this really weird pattern pattern. They go in like a triangle shape. I'm not quite sure here. Maybe they're trying to move between the only islands left, because I believe some of these might just be too small for them. This is actually like really weird how they're moving. As a matter of fact, if I turn it on the subspecies layer, you can literally see this. Like, this is really cool, although I have no clue what the hell is going on. It's like they're little parasites trying to migrate for the next area to blow up, which honestly, that's exactly what they're trying to do here. The issue is they've already blown everything up. Somehow, someway, it says there are 20 kingdoms left. I don't think a single one of them actually has any land to call their own. Half of them don't even have kings, is what I'm noticing, as sapient population has just plummeted. These people are fighting over remnants of something that's not even there anymore. Over 30,000 deaths from explosions now, even 1,000 other deaths. Deaths so weird that the game doesn't even know what happened to them. And we quite literally have pretty much nothing to talk about anymore, except I'm going to do one little cheeky thing. See, you'll notice that the only thing actually left in the world is the crabs. So I think it's time we deal with them by only making a simple change. So we're going to turn their stomach on and make it so they have a cannibal diet, and the only thing that they can eat is one another, and we'll go into the world laws and turn hunger back on. I think this is a very poetic and weird end to this video. These explosive little guys, they really deserve it. They've been really terrible to me. So we're going to simulate the last 250 years to year 1500, and let's pray that not a single crab remains. And here we are at year 1500, 1,000 years later. And as we can see, our world looks pretty much exactly the same. However, one thing I do want to point out is, remember how the crabs were kind of going in that weird triangle shape? You could actually kind of see their outline on the map as they blew up from the cannibalism and hunger. I think that's really cool. But if we look right here, barely anyone remains. I'm shocked there's still people alive. Just 51 total creatures. It seems like most of them are kind of just random creatures that don't really need to eat, like skeletons or even good mages. However, there are still 6 little explosive crabs. We can just never really truly ever get rid of them, can we? But as a little comparison, I just want to show you guys that this is what the world looks like at the very start. Absolutely wonderful map, and here's what it looks like now. I really love how you can still see some of the details of the map. Like, you can tell it's supposed to be the same map with just everything gone. And the moral of the story is, crabs really do ruin everything after all. But if you made it this far in the video, clearly I did something to entertain you, so I'd appreciate it if you would like and subscribe, and also join my Discord too. It's pretty fun in there, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Farewell.